Good afternoon, I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist, and thank you for sticking around watching our KHOU 11 Plus extended forecast. And we are looking at warm and muggy conditions here across southeast Texas. And here's a look at Galveston right now. There's a look at Iceland. I know it's super cold inside that tent, and you might need a heavy jacket if you are heading to the coast. But outside, temperatures are in the upper 70s. Not really feeling like fall, especially here from Galveston to Houston. 79 degrees in Galveston, south winds at 13 miles an hour. As we look at today's beach forecast, let's say if you are heading to the coast today, we're going to see those temps in the lower 80s for this afternoon, and we are going to see some more cloud cover. We will see quieter conditions for the weekend along the coastal areas, but high temps likely to be about 77 for Saturday, 78 for Sunday. However, we are tracking rain chances for us here inland, especially for the Houston area. So isolated storms and showers. We're also tracking this little bit of a weak front that's just sort of stalling before it reaches Houston. That's going to bring us that rain chance for Saturday. And then for Sunday, we're going to be mostly quiet with just increasing clouds as we head into around the lower 80s. But looking at radar right now, there is some isolated showers that are popping up on radar, and you might see an isolated downpour or two if you are heading out this evening and you're able to see those specks just along 290, even along the Grand Parkway. As we take a wider look, this frontal boundary is just struggling to move this far south, especially across the Houston area. So there's a little bit more heavier rain north of town, north of Huntsville along 45. You're able to see those showers and storms there, and you're able to see that distinct line of this frontal system. However, heading into tomorrow, we're going to start seeing that front slowly start edging closer towards the Houston area, at least bringing in some rain chances for tomorrow morning. It's just going to stall over Houston, and that really could bring some downpours heading into Saturday morning. So keep an eye on that rain forecast. I think this system is going to keep the rain chance there at least from 4 a.m. through 10 o'clock in the morning, and then eventually by the noon hour, we're going to start seeing that system head towards the coast, bringing some isolated showers into the Galveston area. But just keep in mind, Saturday looking a little bit rainy, especially as we head into the first half of our day, and then Sunday mostly quiet. This is our first system. That one's already going to be moving through by this weekend. Sunday, we're going to be a little bit of a dry period in between two systems, as we are going to be tracking another low moving in from the west, and it's this low right here that is going to be bringing better chance for showers and storms. And so you're going to want to keep an eye on that if you are traveling across the state or across the country for your Thanksgiving plans. So travel issues could be likely as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week, and we could see maybe some strong storms out of that going into Tuesday of next week. As that being, the Storm Prediction Center has included portions of Texas under a slight risk for flooding. That's mostly for areas in northeast Texas. However, Houston's going to be in a marginal risk. That's a 1 out of 4. So we could see some torrential downpours that could bring some minor ponding on roadways here and there for Monday and Tuesday. So that's what the system that we're looking at as far as next week. And then going into Wednesday, we have another cold front arriving. In this front, on the other end, is going to be mostly dry, but that's going to be bringing a surge of colder temperatures, and that eventually is going to bring us some fall-like conditions heading into Thanksgiving Day. So if you really are not a fan of the warm and muggy conditions that we've seen for the past few days. We're going to be in for a little bit of a cool down for Thanksgiving, and we could be feeling more like fall by the end of next week, especially for Thursday and Friday, with chilly temperatures and highs only reaching the 60s. Here's a look at your Thanksgiving forecast. 60-degree temps for those highs, mostly cloudy and cooler. Winds are going to be out of the northwest between 5 and 15 miles an hour, so just keep in mind that we might need those jackets if you are heading across town for Thanksgiving, or if you're heading north of town, it's going to be a little bit even more colder for folks that are in north and central Texas. All right, that's our Thanksgiving forecast here across the Houston area. We do need the rain. This is the latest drought index that was released yesterday, showing severe drought still in place for Montgomery, Liberty, Brazoria, Fort Bend counties, but we are seeing that extreme drought off towards the west. We are in a good just over a foot of deficit in rainfall for this time of year here for the Houston area. So we are in much need of rain, and much of the country is still enduring some drought, especially across Texas as well, for the southern half of the state, looking at some extreme drought conditions. So 10-day high temperature trend, mostly warm for the next few days for the weekend. Highs are going to be in the 80s, but we're going to start trending downward by the end of next week, just in time for Thanksgiving, as those highs are going to struggle to make it out of the 60s. So something to look forward to if you are trying to sport that fall attire or fall wear for your Thanksgiving day. So temps are going to be colder than normal. We're going to be below those average seasonal normals for here across Houston. That's between November 27th and December 1st as we ring in December. So looking at your 7-day forecast, high temps in the 80s, lows in the 70s. We are expecting those rain chances to be more isolated for today and into tomorrow. I think that rain chance is going to be mostly during the first half of our day for Saturday, and then Sunday, a little bit of a quiet day. We're going to be in between those two weather systems for Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be looking at that next system that could bring a bit some more stronger storms here across Texas and across the Houston area. And then by Wednesday, that's when we're going to start seeing a little bit of a cool down by Thanksgiving. That's going to bring us those chilly temperatures across the Houston area. So if you are heading out and about, just keep in mind that we are expecting those temperatures to remain mostly just warm and muggy. So right now, looking at the current conditions, we are looking at mostly cloudy skies. We had a little bit of a gloomy day. The sun is trying to peek through those clouds. 82 degrees. That sunset will be at 5:25, or actually 5:23 this afternoon. So plan accordingly if you do have those outdoor plans for this evening. But just keep in mind that we are expecting a chance for maybe an isolated shower here and there as we head throughout the rest of our afternoon. And we're already starting to see some of those pop up on radar. Very isolated in nature, nothing widespread, but just keep an eye on some somewhat minor nuisance showers as we head into tomorrow. We have some heavier rain just north of Houston, all thanks to a frontal boundary that's draped across the central portions of the state. And this front is just really struggling to make it this far south, and that eventually is going to be moving south heading into tomorrow, and that's going to give us that rain chance into Saturday morning. So if you are heading out Saturday morning, just keep an eye on those showers and storms between the hours of 4:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. as this front's going to sort of stall over the Houston area, and it's going to keep that rain chance there. It's not going to really be until the afternoon hours that's going to really, we're going to see that move towards the coast, and that's going to be by 11-12 p.m., and that's going to give that shower chance for the Galveston area. So that's system number one that's going to be well off towards the east of us by this weekend. And then heading into next week, that system number two is going to be bringing that chance for showers and storms. That's going to be a Pacific front directly from the west that's going to be bringing in some unsettled weather. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that severe weather risk for the first 2 days of next week. So keep that in mind if you are traveling. And then by Wednesday, we have system number 3 that will be bringing a chance for some cooler conditions across our area heading into the middle of next week. So turning cooler for Thanksgiving Day, those high temps topping out in the 60s, overnight lows in the maybe 40s and 50s for the end of next week. So you're going to be able to sport those jackets if you are heading out for Thanksgiving or if you're celebrating with fam, but not really expecting any rain chance. I think most of those systems are going to be out of our area by Thursday of next week. But like I said before, we do need the rain, and we're not really going to get much of it as we head into the next few days. I don't think we're going to get anything that's going to really improve those drought conditions. So the only thing to look forward to is the fact that temps are going to start trending downwards as we head into Friday and Saturday of next week. So as far as your 7-day forecast, highs in the 80s, lows in the 70s, 30% chance of showers for Saturday. And then Monday, Tuesday, we're going to have to watch those storms that are going to be moving in with that next system that will be on the way. But we are looking forward to a rather fall-like feeling as we head into Wednesday and Thursday of next week with those highs in the 60s for Thanksgiving Day here across the Houston area. So of course we are continuously tracking your travel forecast as we head into the holiday weekend, into the next week. And so definitely stay up to date with the latest forecast on KHOU.com and on the latest KHOU, on the latest with KHOU 11 app, and we'll continuously provide these extended forecasts through KHOU 11 Plus. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your extended forecast. Have a good rest of your day.